Before we start doing any SEO, we need to understand what exactly makes a website rank high in search results. There are several ranking factors that contribute to SEO. These include the domain name, the URL address, broken links, internal links, external links, website loading time, XML sitemap, HTML sitemap, and the web content. Let's take a look at these in more detail. Domain name. Using keywords in your domain name is an advantage, but you need to find a balance between keywords and creating a brand-friendly domain. So, there are two main benefits of using keywords in your domain name. One of these is if the domain name contains keywords, then the domain name itself is a ranking factor in search engine algorithms. Secondly, having relevant keywords in a domain name is beneficial because the domain name is the text that others will use as an anchor text when linking to your website. So what exactly is anchor text? Anchor texts are the visible words that hyperlinks display when linking. Here's an example. I did a Google search for cheap flights. As you can see, the first website that comes up is www.cheapflights.com. The keyword for this website is used inside the domain name. The second website that comes up is expedia.com. As you can see, the keyword flights is in the URL address. The third website that comes up is cheaptickets.com/cheapflights. See how this website has included the keyword inside the domain name as well as the URL address. Now, Skyscanner.net does not have neither of the keywords in the domain name or the URL address. So how is it ranking fourth? It's ranking fourth because it utilizes other SEO ranking factors very well. So like I said, find a balance between a brand-friendly domain and keywords, because even though there's an advantage in using keywords in the domain, there are many other ways you can rank a website. Here's an example of anchor text. The top is the HTML code that sits in the back end. The bottom bit is how it's displayed on a website. Now, can you see at the bottom how I've marked "click here for cheap flight" in green? This is because I want to show you that it is much more user-friendly and much better for SEO because the keyword is also included in the anchor text, which is the writing that contains the hyperlink. Take note that it is generally not a good idea to move an existing established website to a new URL just so it includes keywords, because, as I said before, there are many other factors that contribute to SEO. Domain age. The domain age itself is not an actual ranking factor. However, usually the older the domain, the more SEO link juice has been accumulated over time. URL address. Create search engine friendly URLs that humans can read and understand, and include your keywords in them. For example, this is the default URL structure that WordPress uses. Now this URL is not search engine friendly. However, this URL is. Can you see the difference? Take note that by default, WordPress uses the post ID number to create the URL address. This results in web pages having web addresses that look like this and are not human and search engine friendly. To learn how to change WordPress to use search engine friendly URLs, go to this website. This website is also included in the resources Excel document that you received. Website loading speed. A fast loading website is better for Google and their users. Google has stated that page speed is actually a ranking factor. You can test the speed of your website by using Pingdom. Pingdom is also included in the resources document. XML Sitemap. An XML sitemap makes sure that search engines are aware of all the content on your website. WordPress users can easily create an XML sitemap by using the plugin SEO by Yoast. Once the XML sitemap has been created, you will need to submit it to Google by using Google Webmaster Tools. We will go through how to do both of these later in this training series. HTML Sitemap. Linking a HTML sitemap in the footer has become a standard on-site SEO practice. This makes it easy for Google and your visitors to navigate around your website and to find all your website pages. WordPress users can easily create a HTML sitemap by using the plugin WP Sitemap Page. A benefit of using a HTML sitemap is that it allows for additional internal linking. A HTML sitemap is basically a page that links to your main pages to keep that link juice flowing. To see an example of my HTML sitemap, you can visit this URL. Content quality. It is important to write effectively for humans while also including keywords and correct HTML tags for crawlers. You should always avoid duplicate content. Identical content found on 2 or more pages on your website is known as duplicate content. Google tries to show pages with unique information in its search results, and for this reason, it frowns upon websites that contain pages with basically the same content. You can scan your website to find how much content was found on other pages by using SiteLiner. Broken links. A broken link is a link that doesn't work and often results in a page error. This happens when a link points to a web page that has been deleted or moved. This here is what a typical broken link error page looks like. Broken links will absolutely harm your search engine ranking. Here are some free tools that I recommend you use to check for broken links. I've given you a few options to choose from, so you might be wondering, which one do I use? I personally use the WordPress 404 redirection plugin that permanently redirects all broken link page errors to my main blog URL. I also use the free version of Screaming Frog to look at other people's websites. Internal linking. Internal linking improves the ranking of your pages by sharing the PageRank, also known as link juice, between them. You can use internal linking to emphasize your important pages with more links pointing towards them. For example, including a list of your product categories in your website's sidebar or footer. Here's a tip. Internal linking can also be used to direct the customer to a specific location. For example, a blog post about beauty linking to a beauty product on your website. External links. External links are the most important factor in SEO. They are where most of the ranking power comes from. External links are created when an external website links to you. Here's an example. To help you understand how external links work, you can think of it as each link represents a vote for your website. The more trusted votes your website has, the more respect you gain from Google and the higher you rank. Trust is represented by the level of PageRank a web page has. Here is an example of trusted votes. External website 1 has a PageRank of 9 and is voting for your website. External website 2 has a PageRank of 8 and is also voting for your website. This will make your website to be more respected by Google, which means your search engine ranking will increase. Here's the same example, but I have provided names for the websites that are providing the external links. Here's an example of untrusted votes. External website 1 is a spammer and is linking towards your website. This is a very harmful vote and will decrease your search engine ranking. Now, external website 2 does not have a page rank at all, so an external link pointing towards your website will not give you a vote. Now that you understand the vote analogy, let's take a look at link juice. The higher the page rank, the more link juice the page has to share. However, the more links the page has, the less link juice there is to share. Here's a link juice example. External website 1 has a page rank of 6 and is sharing it with your website and 2 others. Now, if these two websites were not there, then all the link juice will be flowing into your website. There are two types of links, nofollow and dofollow. This applies to internal links as well as external links. Nofollow links tell search engines not to follow them, which means no link juice is being transferred. On the other hand, dofollow links do allow search engines to follow them. Here's an example of what happens when a website links to you with a no follow link. As you can see, you are not getting any link juice.